but after time I'm on come. Right, let's see where we at. Woo! This looks nice. So we got, oh, serious. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Everything's good. Thank you, Hugo. What's on you? Morning. I'm not sure. Did we get stopped on this candle right here? Oh, that was sad. That actually played out very nice. Anybody who played the orb last week on Friday, did you get stopped right here on this one? So that would be PE anyways that you got, but gotta put this in my notes if it was. Yeah, that's sad. That was actually a great trade. All played out nicely. We just came back, tapped that one more time, that 15 minute, and then actually start rallying and continued the whole move. Otherwise, it was a beautiful trade. Put in the notes. We need to keep our stop maybe a little bit longer. Be more patient. Otherwise, this was hugely beautiful. Okay, for today, let me take a look. Maybe first delete all of these drawings. Start over again. Where are we at? Daily. Wow, look at this beautiful daily candle. We already came back down a bit. Nice weekly candle. Looks just as beautiful. Just like I said, so if this candle came back and closed above previous week's dip that we got, yeah, this is just a bullish momentum again. So nothing is showing us anything less than we will go up this week. Let's set up all these alarms here. Today we had an opening gap. I don't see one, so I don't believe we had an opening gap this week. That was this morning, so we tapped the high already, so we closed this already from this night. If we need a little bit more liquidity for the upside, the only thing that I can see is maybe this gap down here. Because we're now really at that edge of the 1 hour, 4 hour value gap right here. So we're really at that top a little bit. So yeah, market can do both sides here actually. If we do need a little bit more liquidity to go up, we probably go to this huge 1 hour value gap that's still here. Oh, we have a 4 hour, just we need to, okay, keep this in mind. Expectancy is higher, of course, so any tap in one of these FVGs just below, we have a huge reaction off of it, a real big opportunity to go long from it. So say that was this morning, we just do a small dip and then have a nice ILM movement back up, or a change in state of delivery. First thing that we will hit is actually the high immediately. So that's the same thing that we see then. Look, we came down, we tapped, we came in for value gap, we hugely rallied off. Same again, we tapped at all these FVGs were just below it, we came and we hugely rallied off of it. So if we have a drop, it just needs some liquidity. We probably will tap them both like we did here. First one, second one, just stay tapped and then hugely move. I see the same. If we go all-time high and past it, the next level will be, of course, 24,000. The 900 level will not do much because that's like 10 points above the high. So the next level that I can see that we could do something about would be this one. Yeah, if you're on all-time high, just look at round numbers. They're always getting very close to them and then actually going up another 100, another 100. So you can probably see last time when we got this was also high, so this is near a round number 400. We came to all-time high here first time before that dip. The spike was like 900, so exactly a round number again. 100, 23, 100. So you can see actually every time when we increase before a little bit dip, it's always around a round number. This will actually continue movement this way. Oh, good evening, if it's evening for you guys. So anybody that played the up from last week, I would say, yeah, we just needed to hold long longer. A bit more patient until we move the stop up. That's all. Otherwise, it was a good play. Nice viewpoints, nice seeing where the market would go, so yeah. I just needed a bit more liquidity again before it actually moved up. By the way, for today, I'll be streaming a very short one. I got a meeting that I have to do in about yeah, I'll get off at 9:05 or something like that at my time. So that's about 55 minutes for today that I have for time. I got an appointment later on this morning session, and I need to actually be there by 10:15. So, and it's about a 25-minute drive. So actually, I only I actually need it. So just want to warn you all. So this is opening range. We're getting close to it. Anybody that's not exposed yet to crypto, go buy some, guys. We're actually going higher. Everything is up again, 2-3%. If you know nothing about it and you just want to get actually some profits off of it, and want to keep actually, if you just want to hold and don't watch it at all, I would just recommend Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'll leave the rest alone. Yeah. Actually, Trump just announced that he actually is gonna deploy another 10 trillion into the crypto market. So that's about we have now 4 trillion in the full crypto market. So you can imagine if he puts another 10 inside, what that will do to the market. So in any dip that we got about 10%, 15% down, or even less, yeah, I would say just accumulate and hold until November, somewhere like that. You'll be good. If you don't want to actively trade it anyways. So now, this is that chop market that I'm always talking about. We did take a little bit of liquidity just above here. I've seen also there was this an hourly? Yeah. We tapped an hourly FEG right here also. We still got 46 minutes in this hour, so this can easily come back up. Now, let's be patient and see what the market shows its hand when it wants it to go actually. If it goes down, this would be first idea we could go to. But let's take a look if we have a minute. Yeah, okay, great. So if we go down, this will probably be the area where we actually need to take a look if we can. If it continues lower, yes or no. That would be my first idea, where it could bounce off of it. So that's 23,710. That's a 1 minute for value gap just below actually, and in the down south on a 15 minutes for value gap. If we have them, they actually hold some value too. You can actually very easily bounce off of these. And it looks like it actually wanted to go fall through and then actually just does not and immediately bounces back up. We got about 10 seconds until this range is formed. I'll take a look if I see somebody in the chat. Oh, where are you from, Hugo? If it's 11 PM for you. Morning every day. That's like every day with glow. Your name does me thinking about some shop here in Belgium actually. Oh, you're from the US. have a 1 minute for value gap right here, so do we have a 3 too? This is the last 3 minutes. Do we have a 2? Yeah, we do have a 2 minutes, so yeah, we need to put them all the way up to be actually sure that it moves that way. So if this close, I would definitely take a look if we are hitting that one, this gap here. What we should do. Actually, I would immediately set, if it gives one reaction off of this gap back to the upside, I will put it immediately BE. I know it's about 1 hour if the market stays at this point, of course. But if we do not, I'll put this one off for a second. Because if we do not bounce through here, we actually will have the reaction that I want to see to take that all-time high. So, if we go here, I want to see a strong push immediately through here. So then we can actually come to here, first one. And afterwards that 4 hour. So that this is actually very nice doable. That's 1.9, but I would keep it at 1 today to make sure how actually we react off of this gap here. So I divide that trade orb, be a bit cautious. But if London says indeed the same, like pre-orb, and it says that we do need that liquidity, we can come off to a, look, we do have some build-up liquidity right here. We tapped it once, and then actually we started building up new liquidities. So it looks like it is wants to go take it out. But the first that it will do is like, or it stops here, or it moves immediately to this gap. So we got about 2 reactions here that we can have. We got about 1 minute until that close. You have to put stops somewhere. I would put them all the way at the top. You can also see that the candles upwards are way bigger again than the move down. We have 1 candle up and we are 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 hours on the same position, like 1 candle up. So you can see that there is still much more buyers than anybody want to sell here. So about 30 seconds. Let's see how this goes. That is a close. So that would bring you at 1.5, so this is doable. I do want to see that 15 minutes here close under here. If not, I will ask you to reduce half of it. So again, if the market does not close below this orb in the next 7.5 minutes, I want you to take half off. The reason why is, I'll explain why also. So we actually been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 15 minutes going a chopped market, so there is no actually flow in this market. We took out upper liquidity and now we took out lower liquidity of that range. So this is actually that range that we were in, if you can see right here. So because we're in this range and we take out liquidity on both sides, the market most of the time after that it shows its hand where it wants to go. The lucky thing is we first took out the lower part and then the higher part, so normally it should fall lower. Reason why it takes out first low is because here for the breakouts people are already shorting and they most of them time put their stops right here. So what does this market do? It goes up and takes out all the liquidity from the upside again, and then actually it falls the way it wants to go. So we have then longs getting trapped and shorts getting trapped immediately. So first the short traps, why? Because they need that liquidity to push the market to downsides, and when people are going long, they will sell it while the market is going down anyways. So they will sell the position to them. You see this happen quite often. So once you see a market go sideways, it happens a lot that it first takes out one liquidity, then the other, and then actually continues to where it took out the first liquidity. And this actually looks like, if we would make that box until that last candle up, this was actually taken out all this liquidity before. So first my TP would be actually here, so I would say 710, that would be TP1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 7, 10. Actually here we need to watch how we actually react off of it. I did not watch. Do we have news anyways? Good morning, Neo. Nothing special today, so market should act very normal. I hope everybody is doing well. I had a nice weekend. I had some detox off the screen. I did not really. Tomorrow 3 red news, today is no news, yeah. So if we don't have news in the day, It's normally a normal market move for us. If we have a lot of news in a New York session, actually we see more chopped movements in London's session. So if the news is normal, yeah, I don't play that the game. I find it. So if you play news events on a test account, look, if you never made it to a real account, I will never do it. It makes you a very bad habit. Because you believe you can do that every time, then of your brain will be implemented that you can do that every time, and actually you can't. It's a numbers game, so it's actually a 50% chance you make it and a 50% chance you don't make it. So if you ever do this, make sure that you actually already have made it that far. Because the feeling of a funded account or a normal account, if you never passed it, the feeling will still be there. So you need to get over those feelings first before you want to give extra money to the market. Yeah, if we stay like this, you don't need to take anything off. That's okay. Even if we just hit that inside, I would still not do anything. I'll show you when we take it off then. So if the market stays just with a flat doji right here, if we come back to 50%, then you can take half off. I'll also explain why. So we came down, we came in at 5 minutes, we almost tapped that high, we swept it again, and actually now we should continue slowly lower. Good morning, Euros. So I gave you access to a channel on Discord. I made it this morning. Let me know if everything works perfectly fine for you, that you can actually do everything in the channel. First time me setting this up, so while we'll be patient, I'm gonna take a look at some movements here, if we can find anything. It would be nice to take a trade off. This one played out last night, very great for me. 3R collected. EAT was the same. Now I got stopped on EAT with a half hour loss. This one tapped me out. I'll probably jump in AVAX this week again. actually looks doable. We have a huge gap here, so if we tap this and we actually blew through this, that means that we go to hit at the 7. Oh, that's actually a very nice trade. Stop. If we could put it even here, so stops would be at 23,000, 23, and then hit for that 30 mark. Make it a round number again. So that's a 4R from here. That's a very nice trade. This can, yeah, if you trade crypto, you have to be patient, guys. So this one actually looks ready too. DAO to go X higher. If you don't know what DAO is actually a server building process. So it's a cloud service for crypto. A lot of people with a lot of money has actually been involved with this one. This can go back even to just the highs here. Same 5R. I'll share this in the Discord soon. After the meeting that I have, I'll take a look if I can put us into anything. If you have no exposure yet to Bitcoin, please buy some for yourself. Just hold it for a very long time. If you don't watch it, you actually make a lot of money with it. I still do believe that Bitcoin will go to at least. My predictions are not small, actually. This saves you another 7 points, so I would take half off of here if we do breach that high again. This run I would say about. It depends of Trump actually does put their money inside, but I see the end of the crypto market for this run actually be about 180 to 250, something like that, maximum. Yeah, great. Thanks, Euros, for helping. My prediction from ETH was actually from the start, I want to see ETH at 12k. I would take hugely profit at around 8, but I believe that ETH can go to 12k. If Bitcoin gets to 200,000, ETH goes to 12k. So it's still a 4x from here. At least a 2 you would make on your money. We still got till November, so we're now August, so that's about 3 months. And most of the time, the last 3 months actually is hugely. If you watch cycles from ETH, so this was December, that was May, so that's about 3 months. January. That's 5. So this was June till November, so that's 4. That's 3. So what did we push up? %. About 70 days, this was about 400%. So from October to January. So look, this is actually those months that I believe that ETH will do the same again. Back to and Nasdaq, I believe we actually hit almost 50% here. The reason why actually, yeah, it should push down here immediately, or the market can actually keep doing this for the next hour and a half again. So no much worth putting our money in something like this. So it's not worth it. So now we take external. I would be patient until these 80 seconds are closed, and then I would take half after it hits that bar. So 50 seconds. We know how that close. So if it comes above this one again and actually close, you would take it off. So we hit it, but we stopped. So if this minute closes above, I would take half off immediately. Yeah, I would do it here even. You can take it off. Yeah, it's no use to keep it. That's a way too bullish reaction. So we're not done. So this looks like we're just not done yet for that sideways movement. So the North is in a continuation movement, and if we're doing ranging to the side, we have no value in this strategy actually. So that's best immediately to take it off. Reserve capital. We can come back another day. Leave the stop where it is. The reason why is this helps you also actually to become a good trader. Just letting your stop also do its thing. It builds up a good momentum or a good habit anyways. So now we closed actually all these for value gaps. In the long run, TTA, Bitcoin will be much more worth than 500k. If you have about 10 years of patience, or 5 years from now on for patience, I believe Bitcoin will even be worth around 2-3 million per coin. Easy. Look at it this way. We have about 21 million pieces. If you only have 21 million pieces ever been created, that's not a lot if you know with how many people we are. If you do the math, just that everybody wants a small piece of it. So let's say that everybody wants a piece of Bitcoin. We got 21 million pieces ever created. You divide it by 7. How many people are on the world? 7 billion? Or something like that. 3. So that's 7. What do I do? 700 million? So I've had 21 million pieces. You divide it by, I believe, 7 billion people that are on the world. That's 700 million. So that's 7 billion. So that means that anybody would have 0.0003 Bitcoin for everybody. If everybody wants a piece. So all children and everything extra too. Maybe there are already more people than 7 billion. So this is the amount that people could have. So can you imagine if you have one? How much it's worth? We don't talk about the US Treasury and all the rest that already have like tens of thousands of Bitcoins, and they lay about 2 million at the funerals, so at the junkyard, because people actually used to mine this on their computers. And a lot of these computers are just laying in the junkyard doing nothing, because they were worth so less. They actually didn't remember to keep that safe. The hard drive is gone and thereby. The only thing that's a bit less useful for this is like ETFs, that you can buy them like this. Yeah, it looks like we will get stopped out here. That was a way to bullish reaction off of this. That was good that we took half off. So that's the stop. Okay, put this in your journals all. So log the trade. Everybody that took not profits, do not trade immediately after it. Be patient. Take a breather. If you're not good at it, close the screen. Go walks for a minute. It's okay. Just a trade. Don't touch any buttons right now. Yeah, I know some of you would, so yeah, always make sure that, yeah, so look, I'll explain why I said you had to de-risk. So first of all, we came in at 5 minutes, we took liquidity on the upside, we are in a sideways movement, actually a job market, so here you can see no for value gaps are created, so there is no action here that you can actually use. So the first fair value gap that actually was created was here, the small one, a 5, a very, very small one. It was rejected because that high got swept right here. The market did not respect it, so what did the market do? We came back down. But immediately after this was not respected, we also closed down below here. So actually we came back down and closed the lows out too. So this was actually something, if this happens immediately, okay, great, no problem. We got a new fair value gap right here. A very small one again. This 5 minute. Now I want to see if we did sweep liquidity and then we would have pushed lower. I want to see that reaction immediately. So what did we do? We came in it, respected it. We still respected with this wick because that actually was the fair value gap. So this was the high that should not get taken. This is the fair value gap. The wick's previous high should not be taken. Actually, after I saw this move, the next 2 candles, after we tapped, completely filled it, I do want to see that drop then. If we do not see that drop, and we create a new fair value gap immediately out of it, that means that we probably will take out that high. So we did. Now we took out the full high, so we took out liquidity again. If I see this market the next 5 minutes continuing doing this like this, I would stay off of it for whole London. Probably it will just go sideways. So the reason why I took it off is actually because this fair value gap was immediately changed in delivery. Same here, if you watch the 1 minute then afterwards. So we had some fair value gaps in here. We came up, we took liquidity, we tapped all of the highs, so there was no point of us to come back to the high, so we came lower. We took out the low of the so we took out this liquidity right here under this candle. We saw the move, we had a small gap here that I saw, and I want to see here the breach. So what we do, we tapped it and immediately we got a huge candle back up. Again we tapped it, we got a huge candle up. So I said when I saw this move back up, I actually was almost convinced that we go up. But still, the good thing if you left the stop that you kept it, because this is actually what gives a lot of value. You leave your trade, whatever it does, because that stop needs to be there to keep in your mind. If the trade does go correct, we still had a half in into it. If the market should have come back down immediately, I would probably said, okay, you can add an extra R into it, because our entry would not be up here then, but somewhere up here. But we did not. We actually fell down. So there was a good de-risk. I explained it nicely again. So try to see this when you're trading too, that you actually, if it's possible, that you always can de-risk too. So this keeps actually your not profits very small, and then when we do have a profit, so say that we next time have at least 1 R, we actually can take 2 trades for that. So this is what I told a few of you that sent me a journal. Immediately when you have profit taking, take at least 1 R into it, so that you can at least hold some trades. So if you take some profits, make sure you take at least an R off. If you cannot, be a bit more patient until you can. And if you do take profits, make sure that you can keep them too, so that you can actually put your stop down to BE. This will make you a bit more profitable. Let's take a look at that 4 hour. So we actually came in nothing with this 4 hour, so I find this a very odd place actually to see a market change hands or go up again. So because we had a 4 hour very bullish, we had a 4 hour again, we took that high. After that one, we had another 4 hour taking the high out again. So my first thought process was that we would go at least to a previous low, to then continue bullish. But you can see the market always decides its own way of going. We can only interpret or actually move along with it when it does make the move. So we need to be patient. If you did not immediately go back in a trade, be proud of yourself that you actually held to it, that you did not do anything else except following the plan. Yeah, if you would have taken this low out and then had that bullish reaction, I would have said, okay, great, this looks like we want to go higher. Because this is still an internal low. That would be the external low. We did not take out any sessions or so it's a strange place to move. Yeah, I probably won't take another trade because I actually don't have time for it today. So I got about 7 minutes and I'll go offline. I'll take a look if anybody sees something. Hello. Well, I wasn't here from the beginning, John. Could you explain, probably again, why you took probably again why you took a contra trend, or yeah, because that's the model. That's all. I ain't much explaining into it. Look, we had a nice 4 hour down here. We had an hourly going lower. We did come in for value gap. That was correct. We tapped. Once we started, actually, there was a 1 hour for value gap right here that we tapped. The market shown that we still could have gone lower to that 1 to 15 minutes just below. There was a 15 minute here. There's 1 minute for value gap. So this was actually my first target to take. So going against the trend is nothing wrong with it if you have faster profits. But the market actually did not want to give us. So when I saw the market wanted to change hands, I said halfway the orb, take half off so that you don't actually are exposed to a full hour loss or not profit. And that's about it, because actually this is a model, and when it presents you actually have to take it. We actually never know what the market 100% will do. The market will go up today. I did say this from the beginning, but if you watch the 15, so if you would say the 15, that's still on that 4 hours. So I do believe that we will hit this today or tomorrow. The reason why is because it will need that liquidity to keep pushing higher. It will need those contracts. This is why you see this in every market, that we have like up movements and a slow movement down. An up movement, a bit down. But there was a very big possibility that we could still come into here. So I got about 4 more minutes. If anybody has a question, it's now a moment to ask. Otherwise, I'll be going offline. If you just joined, I got a meeting in about, or an appointment in about 40 minutes. So, and it's about a 25 minutes drive. So I need actually to go. The better performing assets at this point is the crypto world. Performs better than Nasdaq. So
I will take a look if we have some trades this week that we can take together. If you can, just take them. But if you have no exposure into crypto or assets yet, and you're still building up wealth and you want to actually build long-term wealth, that's the way to go. We probably won't have that chance in our lifetime again, that we get a wealth transfer like to crypto, like we have now. But if you are new to it, take safer assets. Well, they're still risky, just take the safest ones. So see nobody ask any questions anymore, I'll end the stream for today. What do I think about XRP? Oh, yeah, of course. Great anyways, so. Where are you? Here you are. Autumn high? Oh, that's not autumn high. At least here buy side liquidity from this one would take at this point. So next stop would be 3.38. If we do not hold anything back, we can probably push all the way up to the highs at this point. So if you are trading XRP and you want to actually, this one is, not everybody knows this, but this actually follows XRP very close. So they're both the same assets actually. Put a bit lower, so put them together. You can actually see. So once XRP does a move, XLM does actually the same move again, but a little bit bigger. So from the lows to the highs, that was about 105%. That's 66 from the last lows. So you will see XLM is like the part from Europe. So XRP is actually not a full crypto. It has a centralized place. If you ever want to know the details about it, you can ask me some other time. So does it look good? Yeah. Will it go to, like people say, $100? No, never. I don't believe so. It looks like great. Well, we had a retracement, we came into a 4 hour for value gap. I would just have a bullish reaction off of it. It still looks good. If I would enter this, I would actually do it like this. Long up here, stops just below that. Target the highs. That's about a 2 hour from here. Watch it in the 4 hour at least. So the last liquidity grab was that 4 hour here. So you could maybe de-risk a bit more if you could put it here, but that's first thought process. Once we get here to that high, then I need to see what happens actually. Before that, I will not say it will go much higher. I first need to see how it reacts on this high. So we probably go a little bit lower then and then continue it higher. Oh yeah, so you're good if you bought that a few years ago. I say same for me. I bought this around 30 cents, something like that. So I got back in here. I'm holding XRP for from here somewhere around 35 cents. So I'm up nicely on XRP already. I took profits around $3 when it first time got there. So that was about a 10x that I made. I put those profits in actually in Bitcoin. So if you have a lot of profits, Hugo, I would sell a little bit and put a little bit in Bitcoin as safekeepings. See it like that. Before the market ever comes back. It's just a suggestion. no, you don't need to do it, but I do it because Bitcoin is long term much stronger than I see XRP. XRP can move a lot longer, but actually that's a very slow coin, XRP. If you watch how long it took actually before we saw all-time high, so from here it took about 1,300 days, so that's about 1, 2, 3, that's 4, that's about 4 years before we actually saw a move go above it. Yeah, my first time in crypto was around this area. So the first time I saw it was around 18 cents. I sold a lot around $2 the first time. I believe that was about 150 last time. Yeah, so it came back up. Actually, we don't see the full chart, so there should be another one here around $3. This is not the full chart because XRP has been before, I believe in 2017, somewhere around $3. So when it came back down, when it bounced up to $1 from 30 cents, I sold half of it. I kept all of it because I believed that it was still going up. And actually, when the profits came back down, I actually bought half of that profit back into it. And then actually I held through all of this, and then now it moved. If you're looking to buy something that's actually very good for crypto, it's actually all that has to do with servers, savings, anything around that. DeFi will do great now. The next movement will be, after that I believe gaming will be the next. I still would perform actually very good. So the hourly closed indeed to the highs, so it looks we take out all-time high now. Oh my god, take another trade. It's 9-4. I gotta go, guys. I'll see you back in a few hours. Otherwise I will not in time for my meeting. So, be back this afternoon or this noon when I get back home. So I believe it's about, it will take about an hour of my time. I'll be on Discord to go on. If I see anything for good trades, I'll add to it. If you wanted to work from London, I'm not sure it will actually, I probably will hit the highs, but then actually could reverse. So be a bit careful if you take the high out. That means that we actually took every liquidity from previous session. We still can have a small drop back down to that gap here. We did not take that out yet. So, see you guys. I'll be back this afternoon at least.